on living and loving as if versus so that. Death is the grand equalizer, the ultimate leveler of this playing field called life. That somber fact is captured nicely in the cliché, "This too shall pass." Such a sobering truism is guiding my actions and choices more than ever now that I'm a middle-aged woman. Over the past year, I have renewed my vow to intimately welcome into my life and love intensely only those persons who cherish their remaining time on this planet. I want to surround myself with, as well as invest my time and energy in those who believe that in order to live well, we should strive not to waste precious time. For decades, my modus operandi involved attempting to convert friends who were not like-minded, especially when it came to conversations about important values and life-guiding principles. When disagreements arose, I would aim to convince my dissenting buddies with clever arguments. I would strive to win them over by presenting well-thought-out reasons for why certain principles and values should have priority in guiding our life choices. All said, at this time in my life, I am seeking instead to find and surround myself with kindred spirits. People who, after some genuine, heartfelt deliberation, have adopted a similar mindset, at least with respect to what I would currently suggest are some of the most important principles for living one's life well. And guess what? One of those ideals concerns the as if versus so that distinction I alluded to in the title of this reflection. I want to give my heart and fall in love with people who are living their lives as if this could all be gone tomorrow. Now, living as if a given day is your last is not to be confused with living so that a given day is your last. I am seeking to invest my energy and love in those who embrace the former, not the latter. Instead of bringing about mindful engagement with respect to one's behaviors and interactions, such that the outcomes that arise from those choices tend away from imprudence, negligence, and crisis, and simultaneously tend toward increased well-being for oneself and others, I feel as if our eagerness to live in the moment is manifesting precisely the opposite. A lot of people seem increasingly distracted, even when mindfulness is a skill they claim to desire and value. Vast numbers of us seem more and more reckless with others, less and less careful with ourselves. Plentiful people do their best to spend relatively little time contemplating the fact that they will, with some reliable frequency, suffer, and then at some point later die. Even so, there are a persistent few who regularly remind us of this unappealing truth by citing predictions offered by science or religion that an end-of-the-world scenario is inevitable. Perhaps you have been told that Judgment Day is coming. Maybe you've heard that a massive comet will likely again collide with Earth, or an immense asteroid will obliterate our moon, either of which will wreak havoc on our planet. Heck, it sometimes seems just as plausible that you might have concluded with some degree of melancholy that humans will eventually select against themselves by choosing to engage in devastating yet altogether unnecessary wars, unsustainable living practices, and actions guided by unchecked imprudence. Given such an ominous outlook, some people end up feeling insignificant, inferring life is meaningless and brutally cruel. They may react to this uncomfortable realization with paralyzing fear, unchecked greed, and an overall sense that nothing really matters. Those that do will feel cursed rather than blessed. They're apt to conclude that we're all screwed, so I might as well get mine while I'm here. From all that has been offered thus far, it should be fairly clear that I am suggesting that such a group of persons has as its members those who live their lives consistent with the so-that approach I've been discussing. Other people greet such poignant and solemn news by basking in the awesomeness of it all, by giving thanks and praise often. They insert meaning into the seemingly random and inexplicable events that occur and remain devoted to making the world just a wee bit better, despite or perhaps even due to accepting our inevitable departure and the guaranteed demise of all things familiar to and cherished by us. These people live with a pronounced sense of gratitude and humility. They feel blessed to have had an opportunity just to be a part of it all. Unsurprisingly, I suggest to you that this latter group is more likely to contain people who embrace a strategy in accordance with the as-if method of daily living. When surveying those whom I call my closest companions, I want to identify a group of individuals who understand, indeed embrace, the harsh yet beautiful truth that whatever loving relationship they choose to pursue will inevitably come to an end. The realization that this too shall pass is not hiding in the nooks and crannies of their minds. No. The insight that no matter what a given relationship may bring, those that are in it are bound to only get so much time together is at the forefront of their minds, actively informing their decisions about who and how to love deeply. Given that what I have said is true, a fair question can be posed. How then can we invite someone special into our lives, friend or lover, and genuinely aim to love that person for the rest of our lives? Here's my current proposal, which I believe applies to all relationships, including our relationships with ourselves. I suggest we strive to love a person as if the relationship could end tomorrow, not so that it could end tomorrow. In order to live and love in this way, and just as important to better identify those who are choosing to do so as well, part of one's strategy must involve trying to correctly envision and thus be able to recognize what the life choices of a person who adopts this kind of living and loving strategy would look like. I anticipate such a person would opt to live his life as if any moment could be his last, which would entail that he revels in his life. I predict that he will choose his activities mindfully and wisely, and he will facilitate the occurrence of good, healthy events on a daily basis. His default setting is one of gratitude, and he welcomes love and light into his life. Equally important, I anticipate he would not be living his life in such a way that profound regrets are likely to surface. Even if he has been in the past, he is no longer arrogant, entitled, rash, or reckless. Finally, his actions do not promote unnecessary drama. Okay, for the most part, we all royally screw up and make stupid mistakes. Nevertheless, we are not entitled to keep making the same stupid mistakes, as that quickly leads us to the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting different results. I aim to embrace with joy and open arms those persons who understand the value of working diligently to produce and conscientiously to maintain healthy, satisfying, and loving relationships that have a good chance of lasting. I will strive to spend my time and effort on those who are thoughtfully choosing the dynamics they engage in, as well as mindfully evaluating how their behaviors will affect others. These sought-after individuals are interested in creating and participating in healthy relationships that both maximize behaviors promoting well-being and minimize decisions that lead to the detriment of themselves or others. They are not reckless with their own hearts or the hearts of others, nor are they inviting regret and drama. They are honest, compassionate, excited by life, and grateful for what it offers. Upon learning about the inexplicably tragic and undeserved, when faced with devastatingly sad events, these people are all the more inclined to live life well and feel blessed for being given an opportunity to grow as well as make a positive difference in the lives of others. So I guess this will about sum it up. I am no longer motivated to convince any good buddies or close companions about the most crucial elements of living well. Stick a fork in me, because I'm done. I am embracing wholeheartedly the strategy of seeking out and maintaining friendships and relationships only with those kindred spirits who are like-minded. The people I want to spend quality time with enjoy life. Indeed, they are eager to revel in it as if it could end tomorrow, not so that it could end tomorrow. And it seems glaringly apparent now more than ever that the same should apply to the way we intend to love each other.
It's true right now. It's true right now. Here's to now. Here's to now. Here's to now.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Some of you young folks been saying to me, "Hey, Pops, what you mean, what a wonderful world? How about all them wars all over the place? You call them wonderful? And how about hunger and pollution? They ain't so wonderful either. But how about listening to old Pops for a minute? Seems to me it ain't the world that's so bad, but what we are doing to it. And all I'm saying is, see what a wonderful world it would be if only we'd give it a chance. Love, baby, love. That's the secret. Yeah. If lots more of us loved each other, we'd solve lots more problems. And man, this world would be a guesser. That's why old Pops keeps saying,